What's going on, everybody? Khalipa's Tech here, coming back at you with another video. This is the beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A23. In this video, I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks to help you get started with this phone. Now, before we go any further, as always, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. But with that being said, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to change your wallpaper. This is a real easy thing to do. All you need to do is go to Settings. From here, go to Wallpaper and Style. The wallpaper options are going to be right here, so if you want to use a wallpaper that's already on the phone, like one of the presets, go to My Wallpapers, and those are all going to be here. You can also choose from your gallery, and you can download additional wallpapers from the Galaxy store. You can also change the color palette, and this is going to help you match the theme and the buttons and the icons and stuff like that to the color of your wallpaper. Now, changing the wallpaper is easy enough, but I'm going to show you an even quicker way to do it from just your home screen. So all you need to do is press and hold your finger on a blank spot on your home screen like this. This menu is going to show up, and from here you can just go to Wallpaper and Style right there. You can also change the themes, widgets, and general home screen settings. Now, while we're in this screen, I'm going to show you something else, and that is how to hide an app. Now, there are certain apps on this phone that you can't delete, and they might take up space and get a lot of clutter in your app drawer. So even though you might not necessarily want to delete them, you might want to just hide them to get them out of the way. So in order to hide an app, we're going to go to Settings, and keep in mind, this is not the normal settings. This is specifically settings for the home screen. So from the home screen settings menu, go to Hide Apps. And this is just going to give you a list of all your apps, and you can hide whatever you want. Now, once you've selected everything you want to hide, be sure to hit Done. Don't hit the back button, otherwise it's not going to save the changes. So now, once that's done, if we go back to the app drawer, those apps are going to be completely hidden. Now, if you hide an app, but then you want to get it back, all you need to do is go right back to that same menu. And everything you've hidden is going to be up here at the top, pretty convenient. And all you need to do is tap on the ones you want to unhide. And again, remember to hit Done, don't hit the back button. And now if we go back to the app drawer, the apps are going to be back in there. Now keep in mind, if you have something on your home screen and you hide it through that menu, even when you unhide it, it's not going to go back to its original spot. As you can see, there are two blank spots here because the apps I hid were on the home screen. And when this happens, you're going to actually just have to put it back yourself. Definitely not a hard thing to do, but something to keep in mind all the same. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your notification settings. Now, this can be pretty important, especially if you have a bunch of different apps, because not only can notifications get really annoying if you're getting a lot of them, but if you're getting a bunch of useless notifications from a bunch of different apps, it could cause you to miss something important. So to change your notification settings, go to the Settings menu, and from here, go to Notifications. Now, to change which apps can send you notifications, go to the Recently Sent section and hit More. So this section is basically going to show you which apps have sent you notifications within 7 days. And of course, whichever ones you don't want, you can disable them right then and there. Now, I personally turn pretty much everything off unless it's a messaging app, because for me, badge icons are enough. But of course, this is really just going to be up to personal preference, so definitely do whatever works best for you. Now, speaking of badge icons and stuff like that, there's a little bit more we can customize if we go to Advanced Settings. First thing up at the top is status bar. So by default, your 3 most recent notifications are going to show up in your status bar, but you can also change that. You can have it show everything. You can have it show how many notifications you have, or you can have it show nothing at all. In addition to this, you can also turn off badge icons if you don't like them, and then notification reminders. Maybe you have a notification that you're waiting for that's really important. That's a situation where you might want to turn on the reminder. And then there's the snooze button as well. So we definitely have a few options to play around with here. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is what we can do with the sounds. Now, the sound menu is pretty similar to the notification menu. So what we're going to do is go to Settings one more time. From here, go to Sounds and Vibration. And as you can see, by default, the sound mode is on. And keep in mind that when you're getting a call, if you have the ringtone on, it's not going to vibrate. But if you want it to vibrate and make sound at the same time, you can turn on Vibrate while ringing. And of course, if you have the phone in vibrate mode, this specific option is going to be irrelevant because it's going to vibrate no matter what. Under here, we got some sounds we can change. So the first one is the ringtone. So you can either choose from this list, or for a custom ringtone, hit the plus right here. And it's pretty much the same thing for these bottom two. Notification sound, That's going to be the same kind of thing, except for whatever reason you can't choose a custom one here. System sound, same thing. We can also go to volume. In here, you can of course control how loud your ringtone is. Media, so if you're watching a movie, playing a game, streaming a video, something like that. Notification sounds, which by the way does include text messages, and then the system sounds, so like the feedback sounds and stuff like that. And by default, it is going to use the volume keys for media. You can also change the vibration pattern for both calls and notifications, as well as the intensity. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your screen lock. The screen lock is basically how you can get into your phone, so the way I have it set right now, I use a pin and the fingerprint scanner, so there's the pin, and then the fingerprint scanner, so I'm going to show you how to set all this up. First things first, go to settings. From here, go to lock screen. And right up at the top here, go to screen lock type. In here, you can choose between swipe, pattern, pin, password, or none. You can also turn the fingerprint scanner and the face unlock on and off. Now all of these are pretty self-explanatory, but if you're new to Android, you might be wondering what the pattern is. So let me show you. So essentially, this is what the pattern looks like. Pretty simple. Not really a whole lot to it, and it's honestly pretty easy to guess too, which is why I don't really like to use it. But in general, it's really just going to come down to what you're comfortable with. There's definitely no right or wrong answer here. So if you haven't used any of them before, I definitely recommend giving all of them a try and seeing which one works best for you. Now, if you want to use the face unlock and the fingerprint scanner, you are going to have to go to a slightly different place to set it up, and that is right here where it says biometrics and security, right under the lock screen menu. So here, as you can see, you can register your face and as many fingerprints as you want, but keep in mind you can only register one face. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your screen timeout time. Now the screen timeout time is basically how long you can leave the phone sitting like this before it automatically locks. So to get to this, we're going to go to settings. From here, go to display. And from here, go down to screen timeout. As you can see, I have mine set to 30 minutes, but you can have it set to as short as 15 seconds if you're not really doing a whole lot with your phone. Now honestly, I don't recommend having it this long. I'm really only doing it for the sake of this video. I personally feel like for most people, 2 or 5 minutes should be perfectly fine. But if you're doing a lot of content consumption where you're not actively touching your phone, like maybe reading or watching a video, then I could see having it a little bit longer. The next thing I'm going to show you is a feature called Easy Mode. Basically what this does is gives you an enhanced keyboard that's a little bit easier to see, and it makes the icons a lot bigger. So to get to this, we're going to go to the settings. From here, go to display. And from here, there's going to be an option for Easy Mode right here. Toggle it on. And this is basically what Easy Mode looks like. So if we go back to the home screen, you'll see that the icons are much larger and as a result, a lot easier to see. Now, in addition to the larger icons, you also get an enhanced keyboard. So if we go to the keyboard, as you can see, the keyboard is large and brightly colored, so it's a lot easier to see. Now, some people might not like this look because honestly, if you don't really need it, it can be kind of obnoxious, but we can get rid of the colors just by going back to the menu and toggling off high contrast keyboard. So when you do this, you'll still have the larger icons and text and stuff like that, but the keyboard is going to be normal. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your clock style. So by clock style, I mean the clock right here on the lock screen. You can actually customize this a little bit. So to do this, we're going to go to settings. From here, go to lock screen and go to clock style. So as you can see here, we got a bunch of different options and you can change the color as well. Now when you're done, as always, be sure to hit done, don't hit the back button. And now back on the lock screen. The clock is going to look exactly how you selected it. Now the last thing I'm going to show you is a feature called touch sensitivity. This is really good if you have a more heavy duty screen protector because it's basically going to make your screen a little bit more sensitive, just so having a screen protector on the screen doesn't make it harder to use. So to do this, we're going to go to settings. From here, go to display. And right at the bottom, you'll see the option right here, toggle this on. And with this feature on, with a screen protector, your phone should still be just as easy to use. But this was my beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A23. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. And if you want to learn more about this phone, don't forget to check out my full review of it on the channel. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. But as always, I will see you in the next one.